Push-ups are one of the best tools for building upper body muscle strength. But the problem is always the same. Most people can't even do a single repetition when we're lying horizontally on the floor. And even if you can't do it like that, there are plenty of ways to approach this exercise, adapting it as much as possible to your abilities. That's exactly what we're going to see in this video. The 3 factors you can modify so that push-ups adapt completely to your fitness level are the horizontal angle, the position of your legs, and the supports. So, to understand this, let's stand near the wall and I'll show you the simplest variation. Let's do it. You have to understand that the gravity of the planet creates a significant resistance to all our exercises. And the position of your body, whether it's horizontal or vertical, will greatly influence how you need to develop strength. And that's why the first principle, the first modification is horizontality. It's not the same to do a push-up horizontally as it is vertically. That's why the easiest level is vertical, because our body is practically aligned with the force of gravity, and therefore it isn't very difficult. It's the best way to start and to progress gradually, especially if you can't do any on the floor, in a horizontal position. The simplest way to start is to stand near a wall at a distance equal to the length of your arm. The palms of your hands should always face the wall at a width slightly wider than your shoulders. If I place my arms here completely straight, I'm going to take a small step back, just about 1 or 2 centimeters, to position myself more comfortably. From here, it's as simple as moving your body forward, bringing your head closer to the wall, and then fully extending. The elbows. The most common mistake is placing the elbows like this. This, while not entirely wrong, actually focuses the work on the elbow and the triceps. What we want is to work all the anterior muscles, both the pectoral muscles and the deltoids. And for that, I repeat again, stand close to the wall at a distance equal to the length of your arms. Open your hands a little outward, with the palm of your hand firmly placed on the wall. And from here I let my body drop, and do you see how my arms open up? At approximately a 45-degree angle, we return to the starting position and repeat going down and then up. If there is discomfort in the wrist, we could also do it with our fists, although we lose some stability. A very simple level that for most of you here won't require much effort. But it's good to start here to understand how this exercise works and how horizontality impacts it. What can we do if the exercise is too easy? Very simple, we just take a small step back. What's going to happen then is that our body, instead of being so upright, will start to lean forward. So right away, you'll start to notice more weight in your hands, more weight on your palms. And that's going to make the exercise much more intense. We can try again. Do 10 repetitions and evaluate right after how we feel. If the exercise has been very demanding, this is your level. You don't need to keep trying other things. If it hasn't been very demanding, if you don't feel any effort in your chest, arms, or any kind of fatigue, we need to keep moving forward. To increase difficulty, consider leaning slightly further back. Place your hands again just in front of your shoulders, keeping the distance between your shoulder and the wall equal to the length of your arm. We open our hands a little outward and do it again, we fall forward. And again we return to the starting position. It's possible that during these variations your heels might lift off the ground, but that's absolutely fine. The important thing is that you keep your back straight, meaning that when you do the exercise, you don't make movements like these, don't bend your knees. Don't try to get closer to the wall using anything other than your arms, your body. Always as if you were a board, as if we had to draw a straight line, always ankles and shoulders. So practice the different levels, the different inclinations, and if it works for you, if you accept it, if your body doesn't feel too much discomfort and it seems very simple to you, we can add a little more horizontality by introducing a couple of chairs. Make sure these chairs are solid enough to support your weight. Ideally, place them against the wall so that the chair doesn't slide and you don't fall to the floor. It's crucial to always work with the safety provided by the chair. Previously, we could position ourselves with a certain tilt against the wall. The chair is a lower support, much more aligned with your shoulder. and it allows us to increase the horizontality, that angle between our body and the floor, making the exercise more difficult. And it's really the same kind of movement. We place our arms on those chairs, spread our hands a little to get a good distance, a little wider than shoulder width apart, and from here we go down. Remember that our body has to be like a plank, a straight line, a piece of wood that doesn't move. I pivot on the balls of my feet, go down, and then return to the starting position. I don't do this, okay? That's completely forbidden. We don't want to strain our back. We want to focus our effort on the chest and arms. And again, my elbows are not in here, they're not close to my body, but instead they open slightly to form a 45-degree angle. As we saw in the wall variation, as you can see here, this chair is moving. Careful, right? I'm making this video. I'm sure they're not going to move. But at home, you need to pay special attention, so this doesn't happen. And again, as you can see, we've changed the horizontality a bit. We're flatter in relation to the floor. There's a smaller angle between our body and the floor. Therefore, the exercise is a little bit harder, but we can modify it again by using a slightly lower surface. And for that, we're going to move over here. And by now, I'm sure you've already understood how this works. With the sofa, we managed to position ourselves more horizontally, so the force of gravity will make the exercise more challenging. It's an excellent way to make the exercise a bit more challenging if using the chairs or the table is too difficult for you. And basically, it's the same thing. We place our hands with our arms fully extended, hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart, and arms nice and straight. Remember that your body is like a stick. We go down until our chest touches the couch and then extend back up. Without moving your spine, without sticking your buttocks out, just a pure movement of our body. We repeat 10 times and evaluate. If the exercise is too difficult, then would we stop here or look for an intermediate height between the chairs and the sofa? If the exercise is too easy, then we move on to classic push-ups, where we position ourselves horizontally on the floor. A variation that we all know and that we are going to describe in detail so you know how to do it. Again, we place your arms straight, not in front of your shoulders, but slightly outward. From a quadruped position, we dig the tip of the foot in with the leg straight, and then we do the same with the opposite leg. There always has to be alignment between the ankle and the shoulder. We can't start here or here. If you can't maintain strict form, it's best to try other combinations, like the simpler ones I just showed you. From here, lower your chest until your torso touches the ground, and as soon as it touches, extend your arms. The elbows, again, don't stay close to the body, but instead open out at a 45-degree angle. If it's too difficult and you can't go deep enough to touch your chest to the ground, we can use a cushion, a book, or some external support to avoid going so deep in the exercise. To choose this option, you should be able to do at least 10 repetitions in a row, without resting. Very well. With these 10 repetitions, we finish the horizontal variation. You've already seen how, depending on your body's position relative to the floor, the exercise can be easier or harder. The second variation is very simple, and we can apply it to almost all the positions we've seen. And it's the length, the position of the legs. The longer the distance between your hands and feet, the more challenging the exercise becomes, more and more demanding. So just bend those knees, rest them on the floor, make a shorter lever, and that way make the exercise much easier. This variation is extremely useful if, for example, you can't do those push-ups properly on the floor. Or if you want to add an intermediate level between, for example, the couch and the floor. And it's as simple as this. Place a pillow to protect your knees. Place your arms, as we already know, elbows fully extended, hands slightly turned outward, and be careful not to stick your butt too far back, which is the usual mistake. We bring it forward. Good alignment between knees and shoulders, as you can see here. From here, repeat the movement. Since there's a much shorter lever between our knees and our chest, the exercise is going to be much easier. But we can not only apply this here, for example, we could also apply it to the sofa variation, placing our pillow, our hands And finally, finding that perfect alignment between shoulders and knees performing the exercise. In this way. In the same way, we could also increase or decrease the height, the horizontality of the support under our hands until we find a level that suits our abilities. That's the purpose of the exercise. It's not about doing it or not doing it, but about finding, in that scale of grays between black and white, a point, a color, a shade of gray. One that works for you, that is adapted to your abilities, that doesn't cause you too much discomfort, but at the same time pushes your body to improve by taking it to its limit. If you've been able to do the push-ups on the couch on the floor, you don't need the cushion and you want to add a lot more intensity, we can play with the third variable, which is the supports. These are variables that are extremely difficult even for me. And basically what we do is lift one foot or one arm and do it. The load that our body has to support multiplies and makes the exercise exponentially more difficult. And again, we can really apply these variations to all the difficulties, to all the horizontal positions we've seen. We're going to show you in the classic way with a normal push-up. How could we include this? Pay close attention. What we can do is get into position, lift one foot, and from here work in the same way. By having one less point of support with your feet, the exercise can become extremely challenging. You could also do a one-arm push-up by spreading your legs wide and lowering yourself down. But it's too complicated for my level, so I really can't show you how it's done. On the couch, we could do the same thing. Basically get into the same position, extend your legs, lift one leg, and work at a different intensity. Always remember that we have to work both sides to achieve a balance or symmetry in your exercises. The most important thing about all this is that you put everything you've learned into practice, that you try different horizontal positions, that you try different leg positions on your knees or on your feet. And if you dare, start playing with those supports, but only for more advanced people to really challenge the pushing strength of your upper body. Remember, the chest, front shoulder, and triceps are the muscles most involved in this exercise. And for older people, they are essential for improving quality of life and longevity. After all, the amount of muscle is the organ of longevity. And the more muscle you have after your 60s and 70s, the better quality of life you will have. If you want to start doing these exercises, I invite you to try all the variations I've shown you in the video. Find the one that suits you best and work on it. In 4 sets of 10 repetitions. A difficulty that challenges you a bit but isn't impossible. Something that's a bit hard but doesn't cause too much pain either in your back or your shoulders. Focus on that level of difficulty and complete 4 sets of 10 repetitions. What does this mean? We do 10 reps, rest for a minute, do another 10, rest for a minute, and so on until we complete all 4 sets. If you stay consistent, I assure you that for 2 or 3 weeks, you will notice significant results in your strength and muscle mass. If you like this video and want to learn more tips to improve your quality of life, I invite you to join my newsletter. Click the upper right corner of the screen to open a card. Enter your email to receive updates. Every Sunday, the videos I publish on my YouTube channel completely free, with no commitment at all. You'll also get access to the library of over 1,000 videos on my website. That's all. I sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart for staying with me until the end of the video. I hope you found the level that best suits your abilities, and I hope to see you again very soon in one of my other videos. Friends,